Alrighty. And you're good to go.
Hey guys, it's me. And this is another episode of I've Always Been This Way. I guess if you're already watching it, I don't even know why the fuck I need to say that. So after today, I won't do it anymore. But anyway, I wanted to give a big shout out to the United States of America for turning 250 years old. Good job, guys. Good, you're doing great. Good job, sweetie. You're doing great. Anyway, I appreciate this amazing country we live in. We have so many freedoms and so many things to be thankful for. We can't even imagine what it would be like to live in a third world country where we couldn't drive through to get our coffee or get our nails done or whatever the fuck. So if you live in this country, you should be like a very thankful motherfucker, because you can't go to a third world country and get like a good massage and pedicure. Well, I mean, maybe you can, but they're not making any money off of it. Anyway, what else should I say about the 4th of July? Like, I'm very thankful, blah, blah, blah. We have freedom, blah, 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 all that shit. Okay. So, I have recently had this epiphany. I have them a lot, but I have ADD, so I fucking forget. But this one I actually remember. So I had this epiphany over the 4th of July that if I keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, I can't expect other people to change the way they behave year after year after year. So more specifically, I'm talking about the 4th of July chaos that ensued when I thought it would be good to have 27 people over visiting with us in Mississippi over the 4th of July. I guess I must be an optimist to think that that was going to go smoothly. But, I mean, it wasn't a clusterfuck 100% of the time, but it was a clusterfuck more than half the time. So that's pretty bad. But anyway, so I was dumb and thought I could manage all these extra people. I was not correct. I mean, I did what I could, and I cooked and cleaned and cooked and cleaned and cooked and cleaned. And then at the end of the trip, I was like kind of pissed because I hadn't really gotten help doing really anything except for, from a handful of people that were there. There were 27 people and maybe 5 people did all the work. But that's why I'm exhausted, because I was one of those 5 morons. But it really is my fault for not, delegating responsibilities. Because, God knows I have a very loud mouth. I should be able to say, clean up after yourself or whatever. But I didn't do that. So, people were as lazy as I guess I allowed them to be. I'm not sure. But, kind of pissed me off, because I want to enjoy those people there, but I don't really get to. But you know what? I do realize that I'm the idiot. I live on Dumb as Fuck Island. That is where I'm just going to hang my hat, because I'm an idiot. And then I decided, oh, you know what? I'm going to go on AI and ask it, why do I torture myself trying to make a group of people happy all the time? Hey, listen, don't boo-hoo for me, I have a good life, blah, blah, blah. I'm just bitching about it right now, and that's, my prerogative. It is the United States of America, who's 250, Anyway, so I asked AI, why do I torture myself trying to make everybody happy? I did think AI was kind of disturbing and creepy and all up in your business and also full of shit. But now I realize they do actually, and I've always thought this, like, our devices are listening to us. There is no doubt in my mind that our devices are listening to us. And this became very apparent when AI's response to me, and I'm only going to paraphrase a part of this, okay, because I don't know why. Why do we have to say we're paraphrasing AI? What is AI going to do, sue us? Anyway, it said, I have a need to establish safety. Okay. And it said, if I grew up around unpredictable or emotionally distant caregivers, I learned that emotionally being safe depends on being able to read the room. And I don't know how much of that is true or not, but I do know that I do tend to read a room like when I'm there, and I try to, like, if something's going sideways or a couple is getting ready to fight or whatever, not physical fight, but like bickering in the kitchen, I kind of try to break it up and redirect, just like when I had toddlers. Like, sometimes that's how you have to treat people in your home or whose home you've gone to visit that decide not to get along in front of everybody. So I guess I do consider myself to be have that peacemaker role. And I guess that over time has morphed into being a total psycho. So now at least I have an understanding, thanks to AI, is why I'm totally crazy. Just one of the many reasons that I'm nuts. So, while raising my 3 kids, I always try to give them like this very safe, incubated bubble environment. And not like I didn't allow them to like live life or have responsibility or know kind of how life was or whatever. But I really, try to always provide them with that sense of stability and positive environment, blah, blah, blah. So I think that for the 4th of July, when they were coming in town and so many other of our family members were coming in town, I feel like sometimes I am like I feel like, like if you've been on steroids or had a cortisone shot, like it makes you feel like you're like in overdrive, like psycho. I mean, I live kind of close to that edge all the time, but this time especially. And the other day, a screw came totally loose out of my brain. Like, I think it's kind of like when the 4th of July was over, it's kind of like, metaphorically, like I got so drunk on cooking and cleaning and entertaining and picking up after people that I literally was so full of that, like that I felt like I had to have word vomit. Like I word vomited all over people, all over whatever, and whether they deserved it or not, like it was definitely word vomit. Like it had to come out. It was making me physically sick to my stomach not to divulge that I was completely nuts. But what I have realized is that if you don't ask somebody to help you, sometimes they won't. You have to be very direct. And I definitely was a big failure at that over the 4th of July. This is random, but my daughter's cat is right above me, chasing a chipmunk up and down the hall, trying to murder it, and I'm hearing the thing squeaky, squeaky. So if you hear a lot of background noise, it's the cat chasing and torturing a chipmunk. R.I.P. chipmunk, because your death is coming, and I just can't stop it. Anyway, there it goes. You hear it? Anyway, cut that part out, I'm sure, Reagan. This is so stupid. Anyway, so I realized, like, over the 4th of July that I'm an idiot, because if I don't set an expectation for you that I need certain things, or I need help, or I need you to clean up after yourself, I need you to not bring uninvited guests, like these are things that maybe if we discussed beforehand I wouldn't be so crazy, but now I'm crazy. Okay, so Both of these things I heard secondhand. And that's mostly because, once again, I was stupid and was cooking and cleaning in the kitchen instead of being under the house swinging and drinking with everybody. But two things I heard secondhand 4th of July. The first one is this, and I'm not going to name names at all. Not because I'm trying to protect people's identity, but because it's really simply irrelevant. Because this dumb shit probably happens every day, all over the world, like when you have like annoying house guests. So this one house guest, hold on a minute. I have to have a glass. I mean, not a glass. I have to have a sip of wine to help me get through all this bullshit. So this is what I heard secondhand. This is one story. Here it goes. This person showed up and decided that even though we didn't know this person very well, that they were going to share their homemade enema kit. Hold on a minute. Let that soak in. Homemade enema kit. Apparently you can attach it to the toilet and clean your asshole real good. Anyway, so this person brought the invention to my mother-in-law's house and proceeded to put on a sales pitch to 2 other guests. I mean, that really doesn't have anything to do with 4th of July, ladies and gentlemen. And that's gross. So let me move on. Okay, so I guess I said I wasn't going to name names, but it's going to be very obvious that we're talking about my mom just for a second. Specifically. And every other time I talk about her, I just won't name her name, but you'll know. But anyway. So I heard it from a couple of different sources that my mom said her responsibility for us, meaning her 3 daughters, ended when we turned 18. And then what happened to us from that moment forward was society's problem. Now, I could have this phrase totally wrong, and I'm sure my mom will let me have an earful about it. But the sentiment is that she did what she could, I guess, while we were in the house, and then after we were outside of the house and made dumb fucking decisions, it was our own problem. I don't know if I'm thinking about that the right way. But anyway, I don't really understand that statement or sentiment. Like, I don't really feel like, I guess, at any point we as parents stop, taking care of our kids. Like, I think all of us continue to do that. So I don't really understand what that means. Maybe I will someday. I don't fucking know. But I think what she means, like I said, she means that, she raised us the best she could, kicked us to the curb when we went to college, and then we were on our own to fuck up as we chose, which we did. So she did a good job raising us. We're all in very good shape. So for that, I'm thankful. But I'm also thankful that once I left the house, I had a brain in my fucking head and didn't make completely idiotic decisions. Well, I made a lot of idiotic decisions. I didn't make any catastrophic decisions. So I'm fine. Everything's fine. But that also made me kind of think, like, when do the kids stop being responsible for their parents? And I don't want to really get too deep into this, but I don't think, like, a parent raises their child till their child's 18, but then from now till the end of time, we have to be responsible for them in a kind of a way. Not that they're inept or not independent or all that, but, like, I feel like I'm always going to worry. Maybe I'm just a worrier. Y'all know I'm crazy as hell. Anyway, 4th of July. I did get really pissed at one point, you know, that a lot of people were under the house having fun, sitting on their asses. But then I realized that, like I said before, I'm the dummy. I let that happen. I let those people be lazy because I should have been a super cunt for 4th of July and blown them off the swing under the house. So my fault for not asking for help for sure. But it, you know, I'm 54. Never too late to learn new shit. But I mean, I was exhausted from that shit for days and still a little tired. But I have decided that I'm actually jealous of the people that just don't give a fuck. Just don't care. They have their heads up their asses. I'm jealous. I wish I could live with my head up my ass. It would be awesome. But from now on, I've just decided I'm going to give like a lot less fucks. I mean like 0 fucks during the holidays. I mean, I'm going to make sure it's nice for the people that I want it to be nice for and that care that it's nice, and the other people can fuck off. So I am going to worry less and spoil myself more because that's just a fucking great idea. And on that note, I'm out of here. And I've always been that way, blah, blah, blah. I've always been this way. I've always been that way, blah, blah, blah. It sounds the same. You know what I mean? Shut the fuck up. Go to bed. Go to work. Drink some coffee. Whatever the fuck you're doing. Good night. Good day. Good night. It's not even dark outside. What the fuck?